we can cure a headache in 10 minutes by just breathing correctly. You won't even register what I just said there. Imagine having this bitch of a headache like an 8 out of 10 that's just driving you up the wall all day, then going away for 10 minutes, doing a certain breathing technique, and it going away. You can get a headache like that to go away. And I have never experienced this technique not work for me. Okay. A few days ago, I woke up after this restless sleep with a mild headache like a 3 out of 10. And but I roll out of bed, I get into my very most disciplined mindset, and I get myself to do some push-ups and record a video because that's how I spend mornings. Mornings, I don't know if you noticed, but yeah. Okay, I get ready for school and then I'm off. At school, it keeps escalating into this throbbing feeling behind this throbbing sensation behind my left eye, and gets worse and worse. And it becomes very challenging to actually pay attention to what the teacher's saying. Man, this headache's annoying. Okay. Then I go home from school, and at dinner, I all of a sudden had this thought, wait a minute, I know how to cure a headache. I just haven't done it in a while. I know how to cure a headache without any pills, without any bullshit that doesn't really work. At least not for me. Not for me. And I walked into a separate room. I did a breathwork routine that I'm going to show you. And 10 minutes later I walked out with that like 8 out of 10 headache. That 8 out of 10 headache down to 1 out of 10, like going from this throbbing sensation behind my left eye to much more of like a barely noticeable pain in just 10 minutes. And then after an hour, it was completely gone. And as a bonus, I had the best night's sleep ever. Ever. Like my sleep tracker app, I usually don't get a 100% sleep score if I wake up very early, but I did wake up early. And I also got an amazing sleep score. I got a 100% sleep score. So I'm not saying that's necessarily correlated, but I think I think it was. Okay. So what is the breathing technique that I want to show you? Well, actually, the way that I learned it, and that I think you should really learn it that way too, is you should go and you should learn about the Wim Hof method. I'm going to give you like a crash course here, like the what is it, TLDR? Yeah, the TLDR of the Wim Hof method. And then I'm also going to link to a guided breath work from Wim Hof in the video that is absolutely amazing. That's the first time I used it to cure a headache. So basically, Wim Hof, he's like this biohacker, and he has a bunch of world records. He's like 60 years old, but he has a bunch of world records in like running the running the fastest half marathon in the Sahara Desert or some desert without drinking any water, or the fastest marathon on the Arctic Circle. So basically, just running a marathon on ice with wearing nothing but shorts. He does stuff like that, and one of the core things that he does is breath work along with cold exposure. But the breath work that he does is really powerful. It is basically, the gist is that because we are not living like our hunter gatherer ancestors anymore, we are not activating our body in the same way. So we're basically having our body be in homeostasis all the time, which is not good for it. And homeostasis is kind of like when you're on vacation, you know, everything's kind of nice, and you don't really need to, there's no urgent threat, or you're not in a cold environment, or there's no reason for your body to be doing anything, so you're just kind of relaxing. That's homeostasis. And the Wim Hof method changes that, and the breath work. I'm getting to my point now. Okay, and the breath work is really powerful because we're always in homeostasis. Most of us, like most people, you and I included, have gotten so fucking like lazy that we're starting to barely breathe enough air in. We're starting to just barely breathe enough air in, so we're actually in an oxygen, not deficit, but we don't have a surplus of oxygen in our blood. We're barely having enough to like function, and that can lead to headaches. So literally just consciously breathing a lot, like breathing in a lot of air very intensely for a few minutes, can actually offset this. And it'll be the weirdest sensation the first time you do the Wim Hof method breathing, because you will literally forget to breathe for like the first few minutes because you have so much oxygen in your blood that you're just kind of going around forgetting to breathe, and then like 2 minutes after not breathing, you realize, oh god, yeah, I'm supposed to be breathing. But basically, that's the gist of why we're doing this, to get an oxygen surplus, to help our brain, to help our brain, to help our brain get more blood flow and more oxygen up to the brain to help work out whatever the headache is caused by. So the basic breath work is, I like to do this through the mouth, and I know you're supposed to be breathing. Actually do recommend you're supposed to be breathing through your nose most of the time. But if you go and you look at elite runners or elite athletes in anything, when they're playing, they're not nose breathing, they're mouth breathing. So the mouth is supposed to be used as like a performance enhancer. It's not supposed to be your default for breathing. But basically, the breath work goes like this, and you're supposed to be either sitting down in like a meditation position, or lying down. Because there is a slight chance, I haven't ever experienced this, but you get a disclaimer all the time when you're doing these kind of breath works that you might end up passing out, so you shouldn't be doing it in any place. You shouldn't be doing it in any position where that could be dangerous. I don't think that will happen to you. It's never happened to me, but the disclaimer has to be there. But the basic breath work goes like this. So you're breathing in through your mouth. And basically go like that. And I'm not sure if that's the correct one. That's the method that's worked for me, and that's the one that I like to use. So you basically hyperventilate for 30 breaths, and after the 30 breaths, you go and you push out all the air, so and then you hold your breath for as long as you can. Then after you've held your breath, you do what's called a recovery breath. Hold that in for 15 seconds, breathe out, and that's one round, and then you repeat that for like 3 rounds. I like 3 rounds. And 3 rounds will take you about 10 minutes. And that's basically the breath work. I'll recommend you to go and follow the video for at least a week. And after that, you'll probably have picked up how you're supposed to be doing the breath work. You'll probably pick up how you're supposed to do it, but in the beginning, I definitely recommend that you just go and follow the guided Wim Hof breathing. Okay. So here is the challenge I have for you. I'm going to leave a link down in the description with the Wim Hof guided breath work that I really like. And I challenge you, yes, you, to go and do the breath work for the next 7 days in a row. And I'm joining you on this. I am doing this. So you and I are going to be doing this breath work together. And yeah, this is going to be sounding like to sound cheesy as hell, and you can just ignore if you don't want it, but please go leave a comment if you do join it so I can root for you. Okay. So why are we exactly supposed to be doing this breath work? Because it can't just be for headaches. And I don't just recommend you do it for headaches because I sold you on the idea that it can actually cure headaches, but it is so much more powerful than simply curing headaches. Okay. So first off, it can put you in this very focused, very aware and present state without making you without like give you this very clear-headed, alert state, but still calm state. That's an incredibly powerful thing that we want to be in more. It can improve focus and it can improve sleep. Sleep, I just told you about how it can make your sleep a lot better because it activates your nervous system in a way that actually relaxes you in a it relaxes you a lot, and it helps you fall into sleep a lot better. So it can be very powerful tool for your sleep. And also, if you're stressed out, this can be an incredible tool because it kind of like resets your nervous system. Like your nerves, it kind of resets them to a relaxed state. So it can be very powerful for stress because you might be in this like chronic stress state where you're always kind of on edge. And this one can really help you detach from that. Okay. So on a final note, I'm going to repeat my challenge to you. You and I, we're going to do this challenge, the Wim Hof method, for the next 7 days. Please do leave a comment. I know it'll help YouTube algorithm and perform better on video and stuff, but just ignore that. Okay, if you don't want to leave a comment, then okay. But if you do leave a comment, I will reply, and then we'll be on this challenge together. And I get to root for you, so that's amazing. I truly hope this changes your life, and I hope it helps you the same way that it's helped me. And thank you for watching.